So ahead of the VMAs, we got to hear from LL Cool J in multiple interviews, and he was asked about a couple of topics, including his collaboration with Eminem and also the possibility of a performance at the VMAs with Eminem.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Before we get to it, today we also got a lot more, as like many rap fans predicted, Young Thug was hit with yet another leak. And right now we got leaks of Young Thug slamming Kendrick Lamar, Young Thug slamming Lil Durk, and the latest, Young Thug cooking Glorilla on the phone. And this even went viral hours ago. Young Thug on the phone, and today we got more after Drake threw shade at Rick Ross in that interview.
Never seen someone ice rosé, but...
You never seen someone ice rosé?
Mm-hmm.
Well, talk to every jeweler in Miami that has fake diamonds.
Really, they do that?
Nobody got that joke.
And Rick Ross took to IG to slam Drake's latest music, teased on Iceman Episode 3, and we'll get to more on this later. And on a side note, chart data reported Nicki Minaj and Eminem's Romance Revenge has now sold over 2 million units in the United States. And just days before this was reported, Nicki Minaj conducted a poll and over 74,000 fans participated, and Romance Revenge won. And more, Eminem's Without Me recently surpassed 3 billion streams on YouTube Music, making Without Me just the second Eminem song to hit this milestone on the platform. It goes Love the Way You Lie at 3.7 billion and Without Me at 3 billion. And using the RIAA formula for equivalent sales, this is the equivalent of 20 million equivalent units sold off YouTube Music alone. And on to the main topics today, starting with LL Cool J. Entertainment Tonight caught up with LL ahead of the VMAs, and he was asked about his collaboration with Eminem and the possibility of a performance with M at the VMAs.
So you're also a nominee this year.
Yeah.
For your collab with Eminem. And you had posted dreams don't have deadlines, and I love that.
So the VMA nomination is actually a pretty big deal. It's not something that I'm focused on because I'm focused on hosting. But that being said, hey man, just the fact that I was able to get nominated, so many decades later, and to be able to consistently impact culture in that way, even with the way music has been kind of separated and shredded, all gatekeepers are gone, there's a million different ways to get in the game. It's pretty amazing. I mean, it's kind of unheard of, but listen, man, I didn't sit down and...
You didn't plan for
and
that.
No, what I'm gonna say? The nomination is great. You gotta follow your passion and you gotta be sincere about it and just keep your word. You know what I'm saying?
You and Eminem could perform at the VMAs, perhaps?
I mean, anything's possible, like I said. One thing we know for sure, I'll be hosting.
And Eminem will be there nominated. Okay, so
Yes, he is.
Can we expect more new music from you soon?
I'm always thinking about music. I'm always kind of, creating. Whether or not I put something out, we'll see. But I'm always kind of thinking about music. It's always kind of bubbling under the surface, you know what I'm saying? Definitely.
I mean, the VMAs have had so many amazing moments and performances over the years. Do you have a favorite viral moment ever from all of the VMAs? Anything that's...
Yeah, I kind of told somebody had asked me that, and I felt like when Eminem came in with all of the Eminems.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please?
Yeah, all of the stands and everybody who looked like him during that performance, that was pretty dope. I thought that was slick. I thought that was slick. That to me was a real iconic moment.
Well, you're hosting. Maybe we could do that again this year with some stands and get a performance going. I wouldn't hate it.
I mean, somebody call Marshall, get Marshall on the...
And while LL is asking for someone to call Eminem to make it happen, but he is one of the few people who could make it happen, and a user reacted. But we know that if LL asks him, M won't tell him no. And we got a glass half full kind of person over here. LL and M performed their songs last year, and it's a big chance they'll perform together, this time with Murdergram Do being nominated, fingers crossed and folded hands emoji. And we got more from LL Cool J from The Tonight Show.
Your most recent album, The Forest, that you just put out, it's fantastic, by the way. I remember Questlove posted something about it and it's like, go check this out. It is fantastic.
Thank you.
You crushed it. The song you did with Eminem.
Yeah, thank you.
Murdergram, you gotta listen a little bit of this. This is new LL, yeah. Listen to this. This is next level. You crushed that record's great. I know the video you did, because Eminem's on that song. You got a lot of great special guests on this album. Nas is on there. Busted, but the video with Eminem is nominated for an MTV for a VMA.
Yeah, thankfully, That's actually my very first car. That's my very first car I ever bought. And I actually had it shipped to Detroit for the video.
I was gonna ask you, because is this bigger and different?
Yeah, this is actually the same. Oh, you prepared. This is actually the same car from this album. This was my second album cover, and that's the exact same car, this car right here.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I actually had it redone, though, because at one point a tree had grown through it, but that's a long story.
A tree was going through it.
A tree grew through it. It was sitting in my grandmother's driveway.
I know exactly.
And a little plant. And I went there one day and looked inside. Yo, it was a tree growing through the joint. I'm like, yeah, it might be time to get it redone.
The VMAs are live this Sunday.
Yes.
Of course you're going to do it. You're the best at doing this. You show up, you host award shows. I've seen you crush it before. What is your approach to the weekend? What can people expect?
You know what? Just to really make it about the artists, make it about the fans, have fun. I'm going to change my clothes a little, but we're not going to have 999,000 outfit changes and
it's not about
400.
You.
No, it's about the fans. It's about the artists. It's about people just having a good time. And I love the fact that it's all these different genres mixed together. It's going to be crazy.
And what are your predictions for Best Hip Hop at the VMAs? That's got Doechie's Anxiety, Nokia, Somebody Save Me, Glorilla and Sexy Red's What You Know About Me, Not Like Us, Murdergram Do, and Travis Scott's 4x4. And who knows, we could get a surprise performance of Murdergram Do. And moving on, just days after Drake threw shade at Rick Ross for allegedly wearing fake diamonds, Rick Ross recently shared his reaction to Drake's latest music, Teased in Iceman Episode 3.
It is the name of the Aubrey album, White Man? For real? Damn, Champagne Poppy, they say them songs that you just streamed off your new project, White Man, say that shit ain't dope. The comments crazy. And then Kai Cenat, shout out to Kai Cenat, he kept it real. They said Kai said that shit was ass. It's probably A minor.
And before we get to why Rick Ross brought up Kai Cenat's reaction, his reaction has already sparked takes like, man, Ross literally got Drake records up on his IG story right now because he can't do a single set without him, LOL. And on the other end, some believe Rick Ross did more damage to Drake's confidence than we realize. And I don't know about this one, perhaps with the trolling online, since no one really cared about his diss track aimed at Drake. And here's what Rick Ross was talking about from Kai Cenat.
Biggest waste of my fucking time of all time. The biggest waste of my goddamn. R.I.P. to Armani. R.I.P. to Armani. R.I.P. to Armani. Yo, I can't fake it. I can't fake it. That was ass. I can't fake it. I can't fake it. I actually can't fake it. I actually can't fake it. That was so ass.
And as expected, this sparked split reactions, but this one caught my attention. I'm just gonna leave this here. Now look at the headlines. Man, shake my head.
For example, like when I'm dropping an album, they have phone calls, media phone calls, deciding what stance so-and-so is going to take within the first hour or within the first 3 hours or within the first 12 hours so that this person doesn't overlap with person. Well, I'm going to say that I hate the album. I don't know what it's going to bring yet, but I'm going to take this stance. Or literally, I hate to say first responders. That sounds terrible. Shout out to the first responders. We're not talking about all you lovely people. We're talking about first responders in media and in comments. But my advice to you is the fastest comments and the ones that are meant to sit at the top with the most replies. It's a purposeful action and it's not the genuine reaction to how people feel about you.
Now, I'm not saying that Kai Cenat is in such a group of media folks who connive behind the scenes to jump ahead to shape narratives on social media, but I 100% agree with what Drake said in that video. There are media guys in groups who discuss privately before they go on social media to start narratives, especially when new music drops, and I'll even take it further, as I believe that sometimes they get their orders from labels to direct music listeners to the next industry plant, hype up their music inorganically, and conversely, they also spread inorganic negativity, and I'll be looking forward to your thoughts. And moving on, Young Thug was hit with another damaging leak. This time, he was cooking Glorilla in a phone call.
I saw the girl, Gorilla.
Yeah.
Why don't people say she pretty? That be ugly as fuck.
You think she ugly?
You said it. Like, yeah, they say she ain't ugly. People, niggas be saying she ain't ugly. That bitch ain't nothing.
They be saying she look like Rihanna.
Man, be like goddamn Rihanna.
Rihanna.
Man, watch out.
Oh, man.
She look like Rihanna. Long ass, bullshit ass wig, skinny shit. Goddamn, big ass head, big mouth. Man, watch out. It's crazy. There probably niggas really running around sneaking with her too. She on the henna.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure some other niggas in her DM and stuff. Probably. You know, but I be feeling like sometimes a lot of niggas like that, it'll be like, if the girl was regular and you weren't trying to fuck with the girl, you know, it's just like she got a number one song and, you know.
Nigga just like, oh, let hit her. Man, bitch ain't talking about nothing. I would not pursue her at all, ever. Man, watch out. Watch out. That shit ain't nothing. All the shit I seen about her. Seen a video of walking past, that big ass mouth, just like always laughing, looking at that bitch. You look funny. She look funny. Man, the girl look funny, man. Who the hell who trying to smack this? Man, you be like Trippie Redd or some shit and trying to hit her. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no.
Man, Trippie Redd and cuffed this girl, and she is like a super thot.
And boy, Young Thug's been getting dragged for daring to call Glorilla ugly, perhaps for lack of self-awareness? I don't know. And Glorilla wasted no time. She reacted with, mind you, this is the same dude blowing my phone up to ask what color my eyes is, laughing my bum off. And Young Thug took to X to apologize to Glorilla after the leak. Glorilla, first of all, I'm sorry to you for my words, and I honestly don't think you are ugly at all. I was speaking from jail, just having a hard time with life. I don't like bashing girls and hardly ever did. I'm sorry to you, twin. And some believe that it is time he starts an apology tour based on all these leaks. Now apologize to Gunna. And who knows what we'll get tomorrow? Perhaps a leaked audio of Thug dissing Future? Now that would be a megaton. And that will be all for today. And I'll be looking forward to your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.